We start with the breaking news coming nationally this afternoon out of Washington, where President Trump announced his new plan for tariffs on imported goods. Thanks for joining us. For 4 o'clock at 9 News, I'm Tom Green.
And I'm Kim Christensen. The president dubbed today Liberation Day, revealing new global tariffs.
It's our declaration of economic independence. For years, hardworking American citizens were forced to sit on the sidelines as other nations got rich and powerful.
The president says he will implement a 10% global tariff. He added there will be more for the, quote, worst offenders. The administration has already imposed tariffs on Mexico and Canada, plus a 20% tax on goods imported from China. And tomorrow, a new tax will go into effect on all foreign-made cars and parts. Tonight, a premier ski coach from Frisco is accused of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old boy while on a ski trip in New Mexico.
Sheriff's deputies arresting 48-year-old Jared Hedges last month at Taos Ski Valley. We do want to warn you that some of the details may be very difficult for some to hear. And 9 News reporter Rachel Krause has the story.
As you can imagine, it's been a very traumatic experience.
Attorney Jason Jordan says family is coping as best they can after they say their 9-year-old boy was sexually assaulted by his coach on a ski trip.
Mr. Hedges had been working in this type of position for the ski team for approximately 2 decades plus. He was in charge of travel arrangements, scheduling when they would travel, as well as sleeping arrangements.
Jared Hedges was the head coach for the 14 and under alpine racing team at Team Summit, Colorado, and he's U.S. ski and snowboard certified. Team Summit Colorado feeds athletes into elite and Olympic levels. Jordan says on this team trip to Taos Ski Valley in late March, Hedges was in a position of power.
He set the situation up so while he had a room and a bed to sleep in, he chose to sleep in a sleeping bag next to a 9-year-old boy.
According to court records, the boy's mother said her son called her and told her his coach, Jared Hedges, was laying next to him when he unzipped his onesie pajamas before assaulting him. When officers arrived, they spotted Hedges walking away from the cabin toward the road. Hedges is now facing felony charges, accused of sexually assaulting the child. C.B. Bechtel, executive director at Team Summit Colorado, says, quote, "We are shocked and horrified by the news that one of our coaches has been accused of sexual assault of a minor on one of our teams." Bechtel says they reported the allegations immediately to the U.S. Center for Safe Sport and fired the employee. U.S. Ski and Snowboard says his membership was immediately suspended. Jordan worries more victims may be out there. He says it appears the boy was being groomed long before last month's sexual assault.
The 9-year-old realizes there were signs when he was 8 years old and some very suspicious and scary type of conduct that was going on then, but he had just not recognized it as being that at the time. Now looking back, he obviously does.
Jordan says they're concerned there may be more victims out there. They're encouraging families to talk to their kids in case something similar might have happened to them. Anyone with any information or believes their child may have been a victim should contact police. As for Hedges, he's bonded out of jail. He's expected back in court in New Mexico later this month. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
As far as the connection to the U.S. ski team, we're talking about very young athletes here. They're not directly connected.
Right, but the ski club is also connected to U.S. Ski and Snowboard, and Hedges was a certified U.S. Ski and Snowboard coach. So again, this is a separate young facility for younger athletes as they're on their way to an elite path, but there is a connection.
Like a feeder group. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Rachel.
The mountains woke up to a lot of fresh snow. Check this stake camera out at Steamboat about 10 this morning. The recent storm total side was 20 inches with snow still falling. A live look at Denver right now. We stayed cooler today, a little breezy at times, that's for sure. We had some big thunderstorms last night for a while too. And some of us heard thunder for a while. We're going to get a little break tonight before we see more storms.
We've been talking about how busy a weather week we have in front of us, and Chris Bianchi's with us. And Chris, with a little dusting in some areas of the metro area this morning, too.
Yeah, we woke up to a whopping 0.3 inches of snow out at the airport. A little bit of that slush that lasted, about 10 minutes after the sunrise this morning. We had that meteorological potpourri last night. We had a little bit of everything, mostly graupel last night across the metro area. And we could have some of that meteorological potpourri once again for us on Friday as the Rockies have their home opener against the Athletics here at 20th and Blake, and it looks like it's going to be a little unsettled for that game with maybe a clap of thunder. Very similar looking setup on Friday compared to what we had last night. Meantime, today, we're in between storm systems, so we're at 50 degrees, mostly on the quiet side right now. 40s, 50s, eastern plains, a lot of 20s and 30s for us in the high country. Radar, we are seeing a few hit or miss rain, snow showers trying to develop, most of that in the mountains. Maybe one or two of these drift their way on out to the I-25 corridor, so just don't be too shocked if you see a few flakes later on today. We'll have a much better chance for snow both tomorrow and especially for Friday night and Saturday morning. Details in my full forecast.
Thanks, Chris. A big shakeup in the Colorado craft beer world today. Left Hand and Dry Dock Brewing Companies announced they're merging. Left Hand has been a staple in its Longmont location for decades. Dry Dock was the first craft brewery in Aurora when it was founded in 2005. In the wake of the COVID pandemic, the industry has been trying to find creative ways to thrive, and Left Hand CEO Eric Wallace says mergers have been a hot topic among many breweries. But Wallace says this will benefit both companies.
We're able to leverage relationships that we don't have, that Dry Dock does have in state. And then we're able to leverage the relationship we've got out of state to take Dry Dock out on a wider basis. So there's growth opportunity for both brands by us merging together.
Dry Dock's tap room in Aurora will remain open under the merger, and we're going to hear from the co-owner coming up on 9 News at 5.